The perfect timing. Friday Night Flies.
You got it?
I think you did. We're going to have a look at it. That was pretty awesome.
We got to get one of those signboards.
Yeah.
That's our next investment.
Yeah, next.
So welcome to Friday Night Flies. I'm Boulder. We're here at 1380 Birch Street, which is Spud Valley Sporting Goods, the home of Pemberton Fish Finder. It should be a featured site that's on the side if you're watching live. Does it show up when they watch it recorded? I think it's a live feature.
It's a live feature.
Yeah,
so if you haven't joined us live, this is what you're missing. There's lots of added bonuses.
There's always good commentary going on, and definitely if you're watching live, join us Friday nights through Brad Knowles G+.
Yep,
that's how they get it, or you can see it through.
Well, even if you're watching
FridayNightFlies.com is how you can join us live every Friday night. Yeah. We do miss one here and there, but we're pretty good at every Friday night, 5 o'clock. What are we, Pacific Standard Time?
Yes.
So this is a great Friday night entertainment for you. We usually do minimum 2, maximum 6.
Depends on the night.
Depends on the night. So we go anywhere from 5 o'clock until about 7 o'clock where you can watch us tie live. We are the only and first live broadcast tying show.
Officially the first.
Officially the first.
Anyhow.
I haven't found it out there anywhere else. A lot of people are making videos, but we do it live. So you see all our blunders, F-ups, and everything else.
Frick-ups.
So tonight is our 3rd episode that we're working on here. I'm doing a little chronicle of Chironomids. And every time we come back to the Vice and do another one, we're up in the game just a little bit. We're adding a little bit more features. So we're on the 3rd, so the game's getting up. We're anteing up.
And you know what? Being live, I can add all these cool effects too.
Yeah, and I don't get to see them.
If you get to see
do I have my mustache tonight?
Okay, so what are we tying?
And I don't get to find that out until I go home at the end of the night and I'm rewatching all the episodes. Like, that son of a bitch. There goes the pirate hat again.
The pirate hat. Anyhow, so what do we got going here?
We're calling it the Chrome Bullet because lack of a name for it, but it's all chromed out. This is a Chironomid. So if you watched the other episodes, and I'll give you a little taste of what you missed so that you can go back and look them up online, or maybe you've come across this on Facebook and you want to see what other ones we tied. So here's the first one we tied.
That's the BFF.
The BFF.
Chironomid.
So we're up and up. We're stepping up with the features on this guy. So we're still doing the same type of base wrap with using flashabou and wire. Our 2nd tie, we had added in a shell casing, and on our 3rd tie, we've added in the tail, and we've also added in the white gill plate. Now, I know those of you that are pretty proficient on the astronomy, I guess you can call it, of this bug, they don't actually have a gill plate. They have feathers coming out of or antennas that are white. But this is a fly, for those of you that haven't reached that capabilities yet, this is an easy way to put that feature in. When this fly is dangling in the water like this, they usually hang up and down in the skim of the water, or you can sink them down a little bit. At least you have that color in there. It might not be exact, but that will come in the next coming episodes as the night evolves. So as the evolution of the fly continues. So this is one of my top patterns. I do catch a lot of fish on this one here, especially when you're doing throat samples and you're pulling out these ones that are very silver and green, which tends to be a little bit later in the summer. In the beginning of the summer and in the spring, you got a lot more of the red hues going on. It also depends on your lake and the bottom structure of what color they are. So you can always do a throat sample, very gently, of course, and find out exactly what coloration you're eating.
Yeah, skip using the turkey baster.
Yeah, it's a little too big. I've tried. Just kidding, I haven't. Okay, so to start things off, we got our size 10 curved caddis, and as I mentioned before, this would be about the largest that I tie Chironomids, and I go from a size 10 all the way down to maybe a 20-22. Those 20-22s, we're doing simple patterns like this.
Well, you know what? Another reason for the size 10 too is we're doing it live, and
so that you can see.
You can see.
Yeah, because they do get pretty
Because
microscopic.
if we were doing size 22s,
and you got a haircut.
I got a haircut. Yeah,
I said the same thing, but it wasn't. You got one.
I got one a couple weeks ago. I just always wear my hat.
You always got a fish hat on.
So as we add more features on these flies, and you drop down in the size, like a size 18, it's a pretty small hook, so it's kind of hard to get all the antennas in there or tails and stuff. So that's where the old traditional ice cream cone pattern comes in handy. But anyhow, we're doing a size 10 here. I got my green 7/64 bead on there, and I'm using my 8/0 uni thread, and I'm going to do a nice even base with my thread right down to the hook bend and get rid of the tag. And if you have been watching all night live, exciting news, Scotty Holmes is in the building. He's eyeing over all my flies right now.
Yeah,
I'm feeling judged.
That's right. Scotty, you'll be able to go to Friday Night Flies later this evening and check out the recipes for yourself.
So now that we got that thread base on, I'm going to go to my white marabou here. And we're going to put in a little tail. So all I want is 3 to 4 of these little strands. Maybe you can see how I got all these small ones down in the base here. I just want a couple of those. And I'm going to grab them. Don't worry about, see how I got a lot of long strands there. We're going to fix that up in a second. We want to be able to actually get it on there. So this part gets a little cumbersome. So I'm going to do a loose wrap up, right up to the hook. I'm going to get rid of these tags. Whoa. And then I am going to wrap my thread back down along the base of the hook. Alright, so now grab these tail fibers. And as I'm wrapping down around the hook shank, I'm just keeping them gathered here. So now I got my little tail section in. I am going to crop these right short. And I mean really short. Like they're almost barely there. Alright, so you see what I've done there? It's you know, it's no bigger than the length of the bead head. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap all the way back up again. Got a lot of marabou flying around here. Just clean it up a little bit. All right. Where was my sample gone? I've lost my train of thought here. Scotty Holmes, where did you do with my sample?
Oh, sorry.
It's disappeared on me.
Blame it on Scott.
All right, what did I have? I had that. We got our wire. Okay, so now I'm ad-libbing. A good thing I kind of remember what I did.
Not on your arm or anything, eh?
No, it might be in my arm. It's all good. We'll find it.
No. I didn't take anything.
It's Friday 13th.
Yeah, Friday the 13th.
Oh, it's right here. I found it.
Huh,
Perfect.
in your face.
I found it. It was in my face, actually.
Your lip.
Ugh. Are you ready for Friday 13th, Scotty Holmes? The calamities that will ensue.
Well, I made it.
Or were you unaware that it was Friday 13th?
I made it here, so that was a good day. It's Valentine's
All right.
Day now.
So I got my green ultra wire, and I'm going to tie it in right along the top of the hook, right down to that tail that we've tied in. Bring your thread back up. Now we're going to go to our flashabou. So I got plain old silver flashabou here. Oh, Friday 13th. Come on now.
Come on now. Be nice.
Oh, this is... Alright, so all that I need is too lonesome.
Maybe your hair's in the way.
Or not in the way.
Huh. We're gonna go there, right? Alright, I'm stop grooming that here, so let's grab 2 fibers. Get them hooked in underneath your thread. Things were going so smoothly before you showed up, Scott. Okay, good. So, I got my tips somewhat matched up there. I'm going to pull that back. Don't pull it too tight, otherwise you make it go all screwy. And I'm just going to wrap that right down to that tail again. Alright, so now we're going to build our taper on the fly. And again, we're concentrating this taper in the second half of the fly. We're trying to leave this back half with a nice thin profile. Do, do, do.
I
Okay.
only broke the thread once tonight, and it was right at the end as you were whip finishing.
That's true. It's not over though.
I just had to bring that up.
Alright, so we're going to take these flashabou strands and create the base by wrapping up. Oh, my hook point is just hanging out of my vise, catching everything.
Yarr. I like the new camera angles. We took an old nightstand and converted it into the camera holder.
Yeah, no more earthquakes.
Yeah, unless we bump the nightstand.
Unless we actually hit the camera. And then it earthquakes a lot more than
For a long time.
before. Alright, so we got that silver wrapped up. Secure the tags. Get rid of them. Grab our wire here. Nice even wraps, people. Nice even wraps. All right, so we got that secured in. And get rid of the tag. And I'm just going to back wrap a little bit here. There we go. And I'm just going to tilt my fly a little bit so my feed end is sitting a little more flush. So next we're going to build up the shell back. So I'm taking this yellow pheasant tail. So I got myself, a good chunk of it, and we're going to tie it in right side down. Right back here, keeping it all right on top. Get rid of these tags. Alright, so that's nice and secure. Next we're going to go back to our marabou. And I'm going to grab a couple fibers again. So I'm looking for about 5 to 6 of these pieces. Now these I'm going to tie in underneath. And again, don't really worry too much about the length, because we'll just trim them with our scissors. Most important thing is being able to hold on to them. So I'm just tying it in right underneath, right back to that shell back. And don't nip your thread. Get rid of the tag end. So while you're here, if you flip your fly upside down, just grab those strands, and again, we're going to be cutting it pretty short. Alright, so we got that in there. We got a couple of stragglers hanging around. And now what we're going to do is build up that thorax a little bit. So I got some... we forgot to add the dubbing on our list, I think.
I don't think so.
Oh no, we had laser dubbing.
Oh.
So this is light olive laser dubbing. So I'll get a little thin bead of it going on your thread. And we're going to fill in this thorax section. Right up to behind the bead. A little bit extra on there. Let's see here. Put it all in there. And then what we're going to do is fold over our pheasant tail over the top.
You didn't move the vise, did you?
Nope.
And the girls are gone away for the night.
Did it get out of focus on us somehow?
Jen's going into
I don't think I did.
Waiting for me to get ready. Yep. You think we should?
Alright, back in focus again.
Alright, so we got that shell back on. We've secured that material, the pheasant tail. Take off the tags. Grab our trusty whip finisher.
Right. Big ones in the red wrap.
And once. And 2 times.
2 times.
And then last but not least, I'm just going to pick out a little bit of this dubbing on either side of that shell back that we've wrapped in. There we go. So, there's your silver bullet.
That's a beauty.
Take down the werewolves.
Taking them down.
So yeah, so you got a little extra features going on this Chironomid. And yeah, drop her under an indicator. Have fun with it. Hang on tight because the big boys love these.
We're up top.
So thanks for joining us on Boulder. It's Friday Night Flies. We're going to be right back again with yet another fly. Scotty Holmes is, I see over there, he's getting himself all psyched up and ready to go as well. So it looks like he's got a few on his bench. So join us again in a couple minutes. We'll be back with another episode.